Welcome back to Coins Action. Today, we're diving into the amazing world of old wheat pennies, coins that may look ordinary but can be worth a fortune. Some of these rare pennies are so hard to find that collectors have paid huge sums to own one. Let's take a closer look at the details that turn a simple penny into a true prize. Our focus today is the 1937 Lincoln wheat penny that has no mint mark. Many people overlook this coin at first because it looks like a typical penny from the 1930s. But once collectors understand what makes it different, they realize why this coin has earned so much attention over the years. This penny was made near the end of the Great Depression, a time when the country was slowly recovering. The U.S. Mint was producing coins quickly to keep money moving through the economy. Because speed was more important than perfection, mistakes sometimes slipped through, and this coin is linked to one of those rare mistakes. On the front, you see Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner. By 1937, this design had already been used for many years. On well-used coins like this one, Lincoln's face shows clear signs of wear, especially on the cheek and jacket. Over time, the surface has darkened to a deep brown or nearly black, which is common for copper coins that have been handled and stored for decades. The back shows the two wheat stalks that give this penny its name. Even with heavy wear, the wheat lines can still be seen, and the words remain readable. The dark color and worn look do not hurt this coin's appeal. In fact, many collectors like this appearance because it proves the coin's age and real-world use. The real reason this penny is special is the missing mint mark. Back then, mint marks were added to the coin dies by hand. If something went wrong, like a worn tool or simple human error, the mint mark could end up weak or missing. In rare cases, coins were released without a mint mark when one should have been there, creating a valuable error. Although millions of pennies were made in 1937, coins connected to mint mark errors are very hard to find today. Finding one that has been circulated and naturally darkened over time makes it even more unusual. Collectors see the wear as part of the coin's journey, not as damage. Demand for this coin remains very strong. At auctions, a 1937 wheat penny with a confirmed missing mint mark, even with heavy wear and dark coloring, has sold for more than $192,000. Coins with clearer details or a more visible error can bring even higher prices. Collectors value this penny because it brings together rarity, history, and a clear example of how coins were once made. Experts study every part of the coin, including the surface, wear, color, and strike, to confirm the error and judge its worth. Every detail counts. Auction houses often tell the full story of this penny, from its roots in the Depression era to the rare mistake that made it famous. That story excites bidders and drives prices up. This coin is more than just valuable, it's a piece of American history. The 1937 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark proves that even a common-looking coin can be something special. Its age, scarcity, natural dark tone, and rare error make it one of the most wanted wheat pennies among serious collectors and long-term investors. Next on our list is the 1944 Lincoln wheat penny with a large date and no mint mark. Many collectors see this coin as a key piece from the middle of the 1900s. It was made during World War II, a time when the U.S. Mint was under great pressure to keep coins in circulation while the country focused on the war. Every coin from this period reflects urgency, limited supplies, and major change. Just 1 year before, pennies were made of steel because copper was needed for weapons and military equipment. In 1944 the mint switched back to bronze, using recycled copper and other metal sources. This change makes the 1944 wheat penny important because it shows a return to traditional materials during a time when resources were still tight. The large date version without a mint mark was struck in Philadelphia. It is especially appealing to collectors who study mint locations and wartime differences. Coins were made quickly during this period, and the rush often led to small flaws that would not normally be allowed in calmer times. This particular penny stands out right away because of its very dark color and rough, rust-like surface. Over many years, moisture and poor storage caused the metal to change. While rust may look like damage at first, knowledgeable collectors understand that this kind of aging can add interest when it clearly comes from time and history, not from cleaning or mistreatment. On the front of the coin, Abraham Lincoln's portrait designed by Victor David Brenner can still be seen despite the surface wear. His facial features, hair, and the word Liberty are still visible, allowing collectors to appreciate the original design. Even with corrosion, the coin shows the solid workmanship used during wartime minting. On the back, The familiar wheat stalks surround the words 1 cent and United States of America. Collectors often look closely at the reverse of 1944 large date pennies for strike strength and small flaws. This coin shows minor irregularities common to the era, such as slight doubling in the date and uneven detail in the wheat stalks. These traits are especially valued by collectors who enjoy varieties and error coins. Although nearly 900 million 1944 wheat pennies without a mint mark were made, examples showing heavy use along with black coloring and rust are much harder to find today. Many coins were spent, melted, or lost over time, making surviving pieces with strong wartime character more scarce. Because of its history, unique appearance, and strong collector interest, this type of penny draws serious attention at auctions. In today's market, a 1944 large-date Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, showing dark color and rusty surfaces, can sell for between $200,000 and $240,000. The final price depends on how appealing the coin looks, how well its history is documented, and how clear the minting flaws are. Coins that have been graded and certified by PCGS or NGC often attract even higher bids. Professional grading gives buyers confidence and confirms the coin's condition and authenticity, which is especially important at these price levels. Collectors are interested in this penny for more than just money. It represents life in wartime America, when materials were scarce and speed mattered more than perfection. The rust, dark color, and wear all tell a story of decades of use, storage, and survival. For collectors who focus on Lincoln wheat pennies, World War II coins, or high-end auction pieces, the 1944 large-date penny without a mint mark stands out as a remarkable example. It brings together classic design, historical importance, rare condition traits, and strong market value. More than just a piece of copper, this penny is a lasting reminder of a difficult time in American history. It reflects the strength of Lincoln's image, the challenges of wartime production, and the lasting appeal of coins that show real age and character. For serious collectors and investors, this penny remains a powerful link between history and time. Next up is the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, a coin that many collectors consider legendary. It was made at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when America was growing fast. Factories were busy, cities were expanding, and everyday coins passed through countless hands as the nation moved deeper into the modern age. By 1955, the Lincoln wheat penny had already been part of daily life for many years. Still, this year stands out, especially for collectors who study the large date version. The size and shape of the numbers in the date are closely examined, and even small differences can greatly affect a coin's value and authenticity. On the front of the coin, Abraham Lincoln's portrait takes center stage. Created by Victor David Brenner, the design had been refined through decades of use. On well-struck examples, Lincoln's hair, face, and collar lines appear sharp and well-balanced. Collectors study these details carefully to judge how well the coin was made and how much wear it has seen. The back of the coin shows the familiar wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent. This design honors America's farming roots and was used until the late 1950s. On higher quality 1955 pennies, the lettering near the edge remains clear and bold, which plays an important role in grading and pricing. Even though many 1955 wheat pennies were produced, finding ones that remain in good condition is much harder today. Most were heavily used, scratched, or worn down over time. Coins that avoided serious damage and still show strong details are far less common. Collectors have long been interested in this penny because it blends history, appearance, and subtle differences. Even without major errors, small changes in letter spacing or number shapes can increase collector interest. These fine details are often missed by the public but carefully tracked by experts. A lightly worn example with clean surfaces is especially attractive. It keeps enough original detail to show off the design while still showing honest signs of age. This mix gives the coin personality and shows it was truly used, not locked away. In today's collector market, a 1955 large-date Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark can sell for impressive amounts. Some top auction results have gone beyond $218,000 depending on how sharp the strike is, how well the coin was preserved, how appealing it looks, and whether small unusual features are present. Professional grading is often key to reaching these prices, as certified coins give buyers confidence. Collectors value this penny for more than just its price tag. It comes from a time of post-war hope, when everyday money quietly supported a growing nation. Years later, that same penny has become a treasured piece of history. From an investment view, the 1955 wheat penny continues to draw attention. Strong demand, historical importance, and a limited number of high-quality survivors make it appealing for long-term holding. Auction houses have seen growing interest over time, especially for coins with even wear and clear remaining detail. Even minor flaws can affect value, sometimes in big ways. Coins with clean fields, sharp letters, and well-defined features regularly bring higher prices. This careful focus on detail keeps the collector market active and competitive. The 1955 large-date Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark remains an important coin in U.S. numismatic history. It shows how craftsmanship, time, and rarity can come together in a simple 1-cent piece. For serious collectors, it is more than spare change. It is proof that ordinary objects can become lasting treasures. As part of any strong Lincoln wheat penny collection, this coin stands as a reminder that great value and meaning can come from a single year, a single design, and just 1 cent. Next on our journey is the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, a coin from a turning point in American history. It was made just after World War II, when the nation was returning to everyday life. Factories were switching back to peaceful work, families were settling down again, and money quietly returned to its normal role in daily routines. Coins from this time carry feelings of relief, rebuilding, and hope for the future. Since there is no mint mark, this 1947 penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During the late 1940s, the mint was producing coins at a steady rate to meet growing needs. Even though many pennies were made that year, collectors know that time, condition, and small differences can make certain examples stand out far more than others. On the front, Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears in the familiar design created by Victor David Brenner. By 1947 Americans had seen this image for generations. On coins that were used in daily life, Lincoln's cheek, jaw, and coat often show wear, but his face remains easy to recognize. Collectors carefully examine these areas to judge how well the coin was struck and how much detail remains. The back of the coin shows the well-known wheat stalks that give the penny its name. The wheat frames the words 1 cent and United States of America, a design meant to represent strength, growth, and farming traditions. On 1947 pennies, collectors sometimes notice slight differences in the sharpness of the wheat lines or the spacing of the letters, which adds interest even when no major error exists. This particular penny draws attention because of its aged look. Over many years, handling and exposure gave it a rich brown color with small rust spots. These changes tell the story of long-term circulation and storage. While some people prefer shiny coins, many experienced collectors appreciate this natural aging because it shows the coin has not been cleaned or altered. It reflects time and honesty, not artificial brightness. The year 1947 also marks an important stage in minting history. After years of wartime strain, the mint was adjusting its methods. Equipment was worn, dyes were reused, and human skill still played a big role in production. Because of this, small imperfections sometimes appeared, even though major errors are uncommon for this year. Although millions of 1947 wheat pennies were made, finding ones with strong remaining detail, natural surface character, and clear historical feel is much harder today. Many surviving examples exist only because they were saved by chance, forgotten in drawers, or passed down through families. Interest in post-war wheat pennies has grown steadily in the collector market. Auction results show that outstanding 1947 Lincoln wheat pennies, especially those with unusual surfaces, strong eye appeal, or recognized varieties, can sell for more than $210,000 when demand is strong and proper certification is provided. Professional grading and authentication play a key role at these price levels. Collectors value this penny for more than possible profit. It connects Abraham Lincoln's image with a nation finding stability after a global war. It reflects mid-century craftsmanship, everyday spending, and the quiet strength of objects made to be used, not saved. For many collectors, the 1947 wheat penny without a mint mark feels personal. It comes from a time remembered by older generations, when coins passed from hand to hand without much thought. Today, those same pennies are carefully studied, graded, and admired for details no one noticed back then. As part of a serious Lincoln wheat penny collection, the 1947 issue continues to hold strong appeal. Its post-war background, classic design, natural aging, and growing collector interest give it lasting importance. It may seem simple at first, but its story is rich and meaningful. More than just a copper coin, this penny reminds us that history often hides in everyday objects. The 1947 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark shows that even ordinary years can produce remarkable collectibles, coins that still capture attention, inspire competition, and earn respect decades later in the world of American coin collecting. Next, the wheat penny we're looking at is a 1940 Lincoln cent, and the dark color tells its story right away. The surface has turned deep brown, almost black, from age, wear, and decades of handling. Lincoln's face is smooth, especially along the jaw and coat, showing this coin spent years moving through pockets, jars, and drawers instead of sitting untouched. Fine scratches cover the fields in every direction, clear signs of heavy circulation. The words around the edge are still readable, but the metal has softened over time. This darkened look is common on older copper cents that were used every day and never cleaned. When you flip the coin over, the wheat stalks show the same wear. The lines are faded but still visible, and the overall surface is dark and smooth from years of handling. At first glance, this 1940 penny looks ordinary. But the year itself is important. It comes from a time just before World War II, when the U.S. Mint was already producing coins at high speed. That pressure increased in the years leading up to the wartime metal changes, and when production moves fast, mistakes can slip through. In normal circulated condition, a 1940 wheat penny like this one usually sells for only a small premium over face value. But once an error appears, the numbers change quickly. A simple die crack running through the date can bring around $300. A noticeable off-center strike can reach $500. Stronger errors bring much higher prices. A clear double die, where the letters show strong separation, can sell for several $1,000s, depending on how bold the doubling is. Then there are the dramatic errors that collectors dream about. A 1940 wheat penny that was double-struck, showing two overlapping images, has sold for more than $20,000. Another example struck far off-center, missing nearly half the design, shocked bidders when it crossed $50,000. The rarest and most unbelievable error is a 1940 penny struck on the wrong metal. One example accidentally struck on a blank meant for a silver dime sold for more than $200,000. Experts believe that if a flawless, high-grade 1940 penny struck on the wrong planchet ever appears, it could sell for over $250,000. That kind of value can change a life. Looking again at your coin, the heavy wear and dark color do not erase its potential. Some of the most valuable error pennies found in the last 20 years were discovered in circulated condition just like this. People at the time weren't checking their change. They weren't watching for doubling or off-center strikes. They were simply spending money during uncertain years. Because of that, many rare errors stayed hidden for decades. Even today, collectors continue to uncover 1940 wheat penny mistakes in old jars, cigar boxes, and family collections. The worn reverse on your coin, with faded wheat lines and dark surfaces, is exactly the kind of penny where subtle errors sometimes reveal themselves: a small rim shift, a faint doubled letter, or a slight strike problem. Many older collectors feel a strong connection to wheat pennies because they remember using them every day. Now they're watching certain dates rise to values no one imagined years ago. The excitement of this 1940 penny isn't just in its past, but in the possibilities it still holds. Hidden errors, waiting decades to be discovered, can turn history into a fortune. As we move forward, wheat pennies only get rarer, the stories grow bigger, and the prices climb into numbers that still leave collectors in disbelief. One coin, simple and worn, could change a life just like this 1940 penny could. Our final stop is the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark, a coin that holds a special place for serious wheat cent collectors. This penny was made at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when America was finding its way after World War I. The nation was adjusting to peacetime life while facing new economic challenges ahead. Coins from this era reflect change, uncertainty, and progress, which adds greatly to their appeal today. This penny shows the strength and importance of U.S. coin production when everyday money played a major role in daily life. On the front, Abraham Lincoln's portrait appears in the well-known design by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909. Even on coins that were widely used, collectors closely examine Lincoln's hair, beard, and face outline. These areas help show how strong the original strike was and how well the coin survived over time. The back of the coin features the classic wheat design, with 2 wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design honored America's farming roots and remained in use for many years. On the 1920 penny, specialists often find small differences in how the coin was struck or how the dies were prepared. These subtle changes are carefully studied and can add interest and value. While millions of 1920 wheat pennies were made, finding ones in higher condition is much harder today. Most surviving coins show normal wear, small marks, and softened details from years of circulation. These signs of age do not hurt the coin's appeal. In fact, many collectors prefer original wear because it tells the story of the coin's real use in everyday life. In recent years, auction results have shown strong demand for high-quality examples and coins with known die varieties. Well-preserved 1920 Lincoln wheat pennies, especially those with unique features and professional certification, have sold for more than $215,000 at major auctions. Coins graded and authenticated by trusted services like PCGS or NGC often attract the most attention and the highest bids. Collectors who focus on errors also watch this date closely. While the 1920 penny is not known for major mistakes, small issues such as die cracks, double details, or planchet problems have been found. When confirmed by experts, these features can greatly increase a coin's value and excitement. Strike quality is another key factor for collectors. Special attention is given to Lincoln's cheek, jawline, and the sharpness of the lettering. Coins with strong detail, clean alignment, and balanced features are especially prized. Every small detail helps determine where a penny fits in the collector market. Beyond its market value, the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny holds deep historical meaning. It connects Abraham Lincoln's legacy with Brenner's lasting design and the economic realities of early 20th century America. Its mix of beauty, history, and rarity in higher grades makes it a standout coin in U.S. numismatics. For collectors seeking a wheat penny that offers both historical importance and long-term investment potential, the 1920 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark proves that even a simple 1-cent coin can carry powerful value and lasting significance.